Hey Tyler, I guess first of all, what drew you to the Red Wings?
Uh, First and foremost, it's close to home. It's good to be back in a state, a place that I played a lot of hockey growing up. A lot of games early in my career through the national program with the University of Michigan as well. Um, and then obviously the team heading in the right direction. I see the fit. I had some good conversations with Steve and the staff in the summer, and really like the opportunity to be a part of the group. A lot of familiar faces as well, I think helped, made the transition so far pretty easy, pretty comfortable. And so far in camp, it's been a good start. So not just being closer to home, but the team specifically heading in the right direction. Hopefully I can help continue that push.
I know to this point in the NHL, your role has kind of been a lot of PK, a lot of tough matchups. Like, is that something you enjoy? And how do you see yourself helping this group with that, with some of those things?
Yeah, I enjoy it for sure. PK is my favorite part of the game. Not the most sexy part, but I appreciate the competitive nature of it, being down a guy, trying to get a job done, the momentum swings and what it can create on a momentum side for the group. Something I've always hung my hat on. I've been a part of teams there, a lot of matchups as well. Going all the way back to my years in Vancouver, a lot of tough matchups there, checking, trying to shut down teams first and second lines. Again, it's not always the most doesn't always feel rewarding, but when you're doing your job and you're helping your team win, I just really appreciate those opportunities to be able to do that.
I do seem to remember you being on a pretty effective scoring line at Michigan. Is that a part of your game you think you got a little more to scratch into, or?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, JT was part of those days too. Him and Kyle Connor, I think it's the line you're referring to. A lot of success there. I mean, I still know I can put pucks in the net, create offensively. To date in my career, maybe the opportunity, the expectation of that wasn't really there. It might not have been part of the role of the job description night in and night out, but I still believe in myself and my ability to do that. Some of it comes with opportunities, but again, what I'm asked to do, I'll go out and do it, whether it's, putting up hopefully goals and points or shutting down teams or killing penalties and blocking shots. I'm really here to help the group win, and whatever I'm asked to do, I'll do.
Thank you.
Answer.
Yeah. Hi, Tyler. Just what were your impressions of the Red Wings from playing against them specifically last year or in the last couple of years, and just what you see the direction of the team over the last couple of years?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's a few pieces that I've been hearing for a while. I think Lark specifically, who's a competitive guy that leads the charge. Maybe for a few years when they were struggling a little bit more in the standings, but I think they've added some pieces through the draft and some younger guys that have really stepped in and played some pretty big roles and some big minutes. I think they've done a pretty good job rounding out the group. I think what's been kind of, I guess, impressive from the outside looking in is how patient they've been with it. It wasn't a forced, quick rebuild, I guess you guys might call it. They took their time. They got some good pieces, and they continue to build off it. And I think in this league, it's extremely hard to build a winning team and a culture extremely quickly. I think it takes time, and you got to be able to be patient with it. But I think you've seen it the last couple of years, some steady improvement in areas that are going to be important for a team that wants to have success long term.
Thank you.
Ted.
Hey Tyler, so growing up, were you a passionate Wings fan or what? I mean, how'd that go?
Yeah, I was a fan for sure. I mean, we were probably so busy with my own hockey and my brother's hockey and tournaments on weekends that I probably didn't get down to Detroit as much as we would have liked to. But obviously, watching on Fox Sports, now Bally, it was always the games on. So see quite a few skilled players back in those days on some pretty good teams. It made a lot of playoff pushes. It's really fun hockey to watch. So definitely followed them quite a bit growing up.
Favorite Wing growing up?
I mean, the way Datsuk played. I like the way Applicator and Darren Helm back in the day played, I thought, an honest game the right way. But just over those years, so many good teams and good players that I thought a lot of guys really was a full collective effort, which was always fun to see.
So, I mean, when you're in the league, in the back of your mind is like, all right, I'd really like to try to get a season over there. I mean, is that kind of like always in the back of your mind, or?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think, not every guy gets the opportunity to play for their home team or their home state. Really cool opportunity. I think I will appreciate it a little bit more at this point in my career. I think being back home around friends and family, that community outside of the rink, I think becomes more and more important as you get older. Maybe might not have appreciated as much if I was, my first couple of years in the league, just trying to, get your feet wet, stay in a lineup, those sorts of things. I think now you really get to lean into all of it, hopefully be a little bit more involved in the community, and try and give back to a state, a city, that's done a lot for me.
And the last one, I mean, are you guys going to try to start a U of M alumni satellite branch or something? I mean, it's kind of a unique thing. It really is.
Yeah, it's cool. I saw University of Michigan put out the training camp rosters, guys that were in camp. I think we were maybe one body behind Columbus, but we'll push there. We'll try and get as much recruiting done as we can to get some more guys in here. It's always fun to not just live the college days and be on some good teams there, but to do it now at this level.
Thanks for this, Tyler.
Connor?
Hi, Tyler. To go back to JT a little bit, I want to ask you, since his college days and playing with him, where have you seen his offensive impact kind of grow?
We got the lights going on us here. That's good. There we go. Nice. JT's always been a really smart player. He's always been a competitive guy. I think when we were together in college and even at the national program, he was maybe a little bit more pass first, looking to set up other guys. I think he's still got a great shot. He's got a great release. He can get pucks in net, but I really think his hockey IQ and his compete really set him up well to be in positions to create offensively. I mean, I played with him on top lines growing up at school, and you've seen him play lower in the lineup where he can check and checks a lot of boxes for it. I think he can do just about anything on the ice. Really good player. Again, I think his IQ, his compete is really high up there. I think his skill set is great too. I think being a right shot center, he plays with a lot of players. I mean, playing on his wing quite a bit too. Again, a competitive high hockey IQ. I think that's really where it starts for him, and he's got the tool belt to make a lot of plays.
Thank you.
Millsy?
Hey, Tyler. I know it's been initial conversations in just 3 days here of camp, but what's been some of your impressions of the coaching staff as a whole and kind of their dynamic that they bring to the group and leading you guys?
Yeah, so far it's been good. I mean, we talked a lot about continuing to push ourselves. Obviously, the group as a whole fell basically a point short last year from getting in. Played a little bit of playoff style of hockey down the stretch to make it interesting and be in the conversation. And I think they just want a little bit more from us. They continue to push the pace in practice, push a lot of the details. I think the expectation is going to be high for us as it should be. I mean, we got a lot of guys that have been here for years now that are growing into roles. So we got some new guys that have played quite a few games in this league. So I think the communication's been good. The expectation has been set, and it's now on us to continue to grow into that and go out and perform.
Thank you.
Last question, Bob Duff.
And Tyler, obviously, having 3 of your college teammates on the same team is odd enough, but theoretically, you guys could be the 4 centers on the 4 lines on this team. I mean, how bizarre is that?
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I'm sure it's an option for the staff. I think we'll let them sort that out. Might go to show what Michigan hockey's produced over the last few years and even, I guess, decades now. But it's a pretty unique situation. I think it's awesome to come in here and see familiar faces. Again, going through seasons, growing up with guys at school and doing it now at this level is it's really fun. Honestly, it's a great group of guys. We like to push each other. They're all competitive. And now we get to do it once again, especially in our home state too, for 3 of us. We'll adopt JT into that group, I guess, for now, but it's super fun. Again, just being competitive, going on and competing now with them, it's gonna be really enjoyable.
You look at some of the guys that figure to play bottom 6 roles on this team, like yourself, Joe Valeno, Christian Fischer too. There's a lot of guys who average about 100 hits a year. Is that another element of the role to be punishing and to kind of wear the other team down?
Yeah, I think it falls into play. It's definitely a style that I think we got guys that are comfortable doing it. Adds a little bit to us. I think it allows us to be physical on the forecheck instead of just maybe a skating presence there for sure. Try to create a little bit more turnovers. And at the end of the day, it's a long season. But if you're wearing the other team down more than you're wearing yourself down, you're doing a good job. And then at the end of the day, the goal is to play in the playoffs, and that's a completely different style. And I think sometimes those guys tend to excel in moments like that when games get a little bit tighter and a little bit tougher. But yeah, it's an asset. I don't know if any of us are going into the season looking for 100 more or 150 or whatever it might be, but I think there's plenty of guys that can play the body when the time's there.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, everyone. We'll use the same link for the second session.
Thanks, guys.